Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Searching for Sports Cards. Today we're going to go ahead and rip into some of these 87 tops. Everybody knows what the big hits would be in this box. Obviously, we're looking for Bo Jackson. We're looking for Mark McGwire. Jose Canseco, be another good one to pull out of there, and obviously Barry Bonds. I think for the sake of time and everybody's attention span and the fact that a lot of these cards are going to be loaded with duplicates, we'll split this into just 1/4 of the box for right now, and we'll split this up into a series of videos just for the sake of time more than everything. And then we're not going to be looking at a bunch of duplicates. So without further ado, let's get the Undertaker out here. Hopefully he can bring us some luck, and let's start ripping some of these packs open. Go, pack number 1. Gonna have some gum stains and wax stains, and just the big hope is that none of the key cards get damaged. This gum it's on there pretty good. I noticed on the last box of these that I ripped too, but it's able to be removed without really damaging too much of the card, so that's the good news. All right, let's get this thing started. First card up is, boy, I got some shadow issues here today. It looks like Sal Butera. Gonna have to work on my lighting, guys. I am not a professional when it comes to this stuff. Cal Daniels, Carmelo Martinez, Nate Snell, Rick Shue, Willie McGee. Great base stealer back in the day. That's a dying art, it seems like these days. Ken Daly, Pat Sheridan, Spring Fever, Checklist, Mark Bailey, Chet Lemon, Mike Flanagan, Ruben Sierra record breaker, youngest player to switch hit home runs in a game. Just a young kid at that time, 20 years old. Willie Randolph, Cliff Johnson, Old Jack Morris. And that pack rounds off with a Lance Parrish All-Star. That one's got the wax stain on the back. So be it. All right, next up. Pack number 2. Try to keep this thing moving along. I want to take a little bit of a look at all the cards, though, with you guys. But, again, I'm not trying to take up your entire day watching this. Try to gently remove that. Oh, man, that gum is just on there. There we go. Took a little surface there, but just the nature of the beast with some of these older packs, though, with gum and wax. We got Brooke Jacoby, Pete Rose manager. Interesting little thing about this set is there's a Pete Rose player card in there somewhere, too. Eddie Whitson, Nick Esaski, Gene Garber, Mike Fischlin, Randy St. Clair, Cubs manager Gene Michael, Spring Fever, Gary Renicky. Turn back the clock. I always enjoyed these cards when I was a kid. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I always thought it was neat to go back and kind of look at some of this stuff. This Carl Yastrzemski's pretty cool. Roger Craig, Charlie Moore, Dave Kingman, John Morris, Bruce Hurst. Another turn back the clock. This one's Maury Willis, Dodgers shortstop, 1962, and this one rounds out with Eric Show, the wax stain. Pack number 3. All right, here we go. Jim Wynn, Bob Horner, Lou Piniella, Randy Bush, Bob Welch, Thad Bosley, Danny Heap. We're off to a tough start here, it seems like. Rich Bordai, Jeff Robinson, Daryl Porter. He might not be a Hall of Famer, guys, but I'd say those glasses, those might belong in Cooperstown. Mark Hoisman, Rudy Law. Gosh, I got to work on my lighting in here, guys. I'm really sorry about that. If you can, try to keep the glare and the shadows out of the way for you, though. Phil Niekro, the old knuckleballer. Dane Eorg. Devon White. Tom Paciorek. Might have butchered that one, not sure. Here's a cool turn back the clock with Roberto Clemente card on it. 1972. Next pack. 87 Topps. That's probably about when I really started. I started collecting football cards in 85, but I'd say by 87 I was going full swing doing multi-sports, multiple brands. 87 Topps, though, was a staple for me when I was younger. Carmen Castillo. Claudell Washington. Donnie Moore. Bo Diaz. Dave Anderson. Franklin Stubbs. Chuck Carey. Royals leader. Dave Megan and Future Star. That was a hot card back in the day. Jose Cruz. Mickey Brantley. Jose Guzman. Mark Salas. John Cerruti. Couple stuck together there. Old Earl Weaver. And Jorge Orta to round out that pack. Looks like we got 5 to go here. Hopefully we can get a hit here. Tough start so far. Big wax stain on the back. Keep it rolling. Tim Lawler. Jim Wolford. Dennis Powell. Orlando Mercado. Walt Terrell. Joel Davis. Paul Ossenmacher. Juan Samuel. Jamie Moyer. I don't know, that might be a Jamie Moyer rookie. Let's see. Yep. 16 games he pitched in 86 for the Cubs. I don't know if he's in the 85 set or not, to be honest with you. Ed Olwine. Hall of Famer there, Eddie Murray. Andre Thornton. 86 record breaker, Roger Clemens. Pretty tough centering on that one, but most strikeouts in a 9-inning game. 20 batters. April 29th, 1986. Dick Williams. Ron Davis. Twins leaders. Gene Walter. Keep her moving here. Keep her rolling. I just don't want these videos to get too long and out of hand of where nobody wants to watch them, you know. Hoping to bring this thing under 15 minutes or so. Jamie Kokenower. Tony Phillips. Mike Pagliarulo. Tongue twister. Wade Rowden. Eric Plunk. Sid Fernandez. Joe Price. Terry Harper. Ken Landreau. Oh, there's the one I'm always after, you guys. Let's get a better look at that. Bo Jackson, Future Star. Pretty tough centering on that one. Top to bottom and left to right. But, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no interest in selling any Bo Jackson cards. So, for me, that's a huge win to get that card. That card was awesome back then, and it's equally as awesome now, in my opinion. Steve Lake. That's the great thing about this hobby, you know. You hear a lot of, don't slab this, don't collect this, collect that. You know, do what brings you joy. For me, that Bo Jackson card is as good as any card out there. Rick Sutcliffe. Tigers leaders. Donnie Baseball All-Star. That one's got the TM on it, so that's not the error card that Allegedly brings all kinds of money on eBay, but cool card nonetheless. We got a Kirby Puckett All-Star. Wallace Johnson. And finish that pack up with a wax-stained Stormin' Gorman Thomas. All right. So far, I'd have to consider this a success just based on the Bo Jackson. We still got 3 packs to go. Hopefully we can hit one of those other key cards of Bonds, McGuire, Jose Canseco. Mostly I'm thankful that Bo doesn't have the gum or the wax on it, even though it's off-centered. All right, moving on. Matt Young. Biff Roberts. Bruce Bochy. We gotta take a second to admire. I love the glasses these guys wore back then. There should be a collection of those in Cooperstown. More worthy than Harold Baines, that's for sure. Tim Burke. Larry Herndon. Mike Kingery. Billy Hatcher. Rance Mullikins. Andres Thomas. Top super rookie. Way off center. Terry Peel. Dave Henderson. Ray Searage. Dave LaPointe. Atlanta Braves leaders. Harold Reynolds, young Harold Reynolds. I wonder how far off his rookie that is. Yeah, he had 4 years in the bigs already by then. Mike Schmidt All-Star. And finish off the pack with Luis Aquino. Got 2 packs left. See if we can't pull a Bonds or McGuire. Maybe Canseco. Something like that. Another Bo. I'll take all the Bows I can get, to be honest with you. Like I said, that's probably my favorite card out of this set. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what your favorite card is out of the 87 tops. I know a lot of guys are into the Bonds and the McGuires, but tough to beat Bo Jackson for me. The young John Kruk from the Padres. Looks like he spent 122 games with the Padres that year. That was his first full season in the bigs. Gene Mouch. Terry Pendleton. Famous for being on some of those great Braves teams. Joe Cowley. Bruce Benedict. Greg Harris. Paul Zavella. Herm Winningham. Mitch Williams. Maybe if I save enough of those spring fever tickets, I can win a trip to 1988 spring training. What do you think? Joel Skinner. Ray Soff. Glenn Hoffman. Teddy Higuera All-Star. One back there just because Brewers were my AL team when I was a kid. Craig Nettles. Davey Lopes, 86 record breaker. Most stolen bases in a season by a 40-year-old. 25. 25 would be a ton of stolen bases by today's standards. Cliff Speck and Ozzie Virgil. All right, come on, Taker. Bring us one more hit out of this stack of cards. Looks like Frank Pastore is going to bear the brunt of the wax stain. Get spring fever out of there. Old Jim Rice. Joe Orsulak. Dave Collins. George Brett. That's a cool card. Rich Gossage. Doug Drabeck. Had some great years for the Pirates. They never made it all the way, but man, those were some good teams. Jose Uribe. Mike Boddicker. Lance Parrish. Carl Willis. Mike Morgan. Oh, we almost skipped Wayne Krenchicki. Krenchicki? Maybe I got that right. I don't know. Dan Petrie. Todd Worrell. Man, I had a bunch of Todd Worrell cards when I was a kid. I thought that guy was going to be awesome. 36 saves. Ed Correa. Jerry Reed. And like I said, the wax stained Frank Pastore. Well, that's going to do it for that stack of cards, you guys. I really appreciate you tuning into the channel. Leave me some comments below. Let me know if there's any cards out there that you'd like to see ripped. Tell me who your favorite card is out of this 87 top set, and we'll see you on the next one. Keep on ripping.